Hey everybody, welcome to Fancy Duck. I am Tyler.
And I'm Shaun.
Today we are watching The Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1. Now, I have seen this before. I'm current with the show. But Shaun here, he has not seen really much at all. Bits and pieces, right, Shaun?
Bits and pieces. That's right. I was in a fever dream during COVID, and I put it on, and well, I remember some of it, but not all of it.
All right, perfect. So we're gonna get into that. So Shaun is a Star Wars lover. Shaun, why don't you go ahead and say your experience with Star Wars thus far?
I mean, honestly, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was born, basically. I grew up with the stuff. I remember saving up my money, and one of the first purchases I ever made of my own was the special edition box set VHS of the original trilogy before the prequels came out. And I played that thing until it died in the VCR. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I mean, I'm sure you see the Boba Fett picture over there. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd.
That's awesome. Now, I will admit, I am now a huge Star Wars nerd, but I wasn't until recently, until COVID, until quarantine, couldn't do anything. So let's fire up some Star Wars. Let's see what the buzz is about. Now, I did have some older brothers that were into it. I played some of the games way back in the day on the old systems. There's one for N64 and one for SNES, right?
There are more than that, but yes.
Okay, well, those are the two.
yeah.
Those are the two I remember from back then.
Oh yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic. I do remember. I do love
Knights
that.
of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 are some of the best games ever.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sad that they scrapped the Star Wars 1313. Anybody who knows about that game knows, how excited we were for it.
You were crying about that earlier.
I was. It's a sad thing. It's a great thing. Or, it would have been a great thing.
So obviously Shaun and I are in our 30s, so we are prequels babies. What'd you think about the prequels, Shaun?
I thought that they got a bad rap from a bunch of people who loved Star Wars when they were younger.
Yeah.
But honestly, watching it then and then rewatching it like later in life, I honestly really liked them. The overarching story is one of the best stories told in Star Wars. You see these bad guys who are in hiding, who basically hijack the entire Republic and then decimate the quote unquote good guys, the Jedi. Yeah. It's just amazing how they did it, and the CGI was groundbreaking then. It kind of looks cheesy now, but but I honestly thought it added a new depth to Star Wars.
That's kind of always been Star Wars' thing, is groundbreaking during its time and maybe a little cheesy now. So I love that. And I love the marriage of the classic, Star Wars modeling and puppetry that they used in the first trilogy, and they maintained some of that throughout all of it, mixed in with the CGI, and that really gives it a nice blend of elements that worked really well, in my opinion.
Totally agree. And so, a lot of people shit on Jar Jar Binks, but like, bro, dude was funny. I don't care what people say.
A little over the top. Have you seen all the Darth Jar Jar
yes.
jargon?
I actually was talking to my children last weekend about the conspiracy theory about how Jar Jar Binks was actually behind the entire ascension of the Emperor.
Yeah. No, he was great in the movies and in Clone Wars, the few episodes there, General Jar Jar or whatever the title was. And then obviously we get to the sequels, not so critically acclaimed, a lot of criticism, which I believe is warranted in most cases, maybe not in some, because I do think there is some good stuff to the sequels, but it just pooped on too many legacy characters for me to be able to be satisfied with it.
I can definitely understand your feelings there. I wanted to love them. I really, really wanted to love them. But I watched the episode 7 actually in theaters, and I had my family around, and I really thought that in that moment that it was a great movie. And then I got home and I thought about it. And the more I thought about it and the more I rewatched, watched it a couple times, I realized that it was just episode 4 reskinned for nostalgia's sake. And it's like
A Newer Hope.
They really just rehashed the same, the same story as episode 4. But
I do like Rey, the character.
I
understand the whole like, it took her what seems like a month to become a Jedi Master to be able to battle Kylo Ren, who's this all powerful dark Force user. Doesn't work that way. I mean, I guess it does. I guess it does because they wrote it that way. So I guess it does work that way.
The Force was flowing through her, man. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, she's just that good.
Yeah.
But some characters that are introduced that I love. BB-8 is probably my favorite character of the series, of the trilogy. Such a great addition.
Very, very, very quirky little ball droid.
But anyways, so like many other Star Wars fans, and again, I haven't been a huge Star Wars fan for most of my life, but I'm a huge fan now since I watched it in 2020. Watched the entire thing, Clone Wars, all of it. The Mandalorian, what we're about to start, the journey we're about to go on. A lot of people were saying, forget the sequel. This is what happened after Star Wars, or after the first trilogy, because this lines up between episode what is it? Between episode 5 and 6. No. 6 and 7. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah,
We all knew what you
between
meant.
6 and 7. Yeah, bad at math. There was no math involved, but I was bad at it.
Now, I'm personally very excited to get back into Star Wars because when Disney bought it, I wanted to love it just as much as I used to, and then they, took out my daughter's namesake, Jaina, and I know they broke my heart, man.
Beautiful name too. Beautiful name.
Love it. It's a wonderful name, and Disney decided that it wasn't worth having. So I'm excited to get back into it and to find my love for Star Wars yet again.
All right. Well, on that note, I think there's nothing else to do but to get into it. So here we go. There he is. Don't seem like the kind of guys I want to run into.
No. Brutal.
Also not a guy I'd want to run into.
Never. A man's wearing that helmet. Not to mess with him.
He says you spilled his drink. That's fine.
Blue dude's happy.
On me.
Salary, Beskar.
Oh, you better believe it. Oh,
Here.
well.
Oh. Holy crap.
You know what? Here. You take my credits.
The money's,
It's your lucky
money's
day,
all
bud.
yours.
Buy yourself a drink. Is that a bounty puck?
Maybe not.
I can get you more credits.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Sick. Your choice, bud.
I'm pretty sure that blue guy, the actor, got himself into some serious trouble.
I need passage to the yards. No droids.
Doesn't like droids.
Doesn't trust them.
Where to?
I love this guy.
100%.
The ice if I were you. Something to worry
Sage
about.
advice. Oh shit!
Thank Varric, that was close.
Giant alien walrus.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. Don't worry, I have a pitchfork.
Right? It's a decent pitchfork.
Good old Razor Crest.
I have a lot of credits, by the way. That's why I offered to hail a cruiser.
I'm rich. In case you were wondering.
Clearly, there's
Right.
nowhere for me to go. So, I'm gonna look for that vac tube if it's all the same to you.
Doesn't talk a lot.
I love that he doesn't move his head side to side. If you know anything about Mandalorians, like they have a full 360 view in their helmet. That their helmets are a full like just crazy HUD in there.
I have no idea.
But I guess that's not gonna happen this year.
Probably not.
You've been frozen.
Right? Imagine just being like a rich dude who had a bunch of those, and like you play your friend like playing cards with carbonite, like.
Oh, that was fast. Good, I'll begin the offload.
Udobanuchak.
These are Imperial credits.
It's all I've got. Save the theatrics. I can do calamari flan, but I can only pay half.
Got some balls.
Fine. What's your highest bounty?
Sounds familiar.
There is one job.
That room got real
Deep
quiet.
pocket.
Underworld?
All I know is no chain code.
I love the sets of this show. That's the one thing about Disney is they can build a world.
Oh yeah, yeah, they're very intricate, right?
There's definitely someone walking in that thing.
Right? What kind of droid is that?
I'm pretty sure it's called a gonk.
Brief Karga said you were coming.
The little robot there?
Yeah.
He said you were the best in the parsec. This is Dr. Pershing. Please excuse his lack of decorum. Please lower your blaster.
Have them lower theirs first. Beskar?
Go ahead. It's real. This is only a down payment. I have a comptono of Beskar upon delivery of the asset, although I acknowledge that bounty hunting is a complicated profession. This being the case, termination is also acceptable for a lower fee. I'm simply being pragmatic.
Right.
Beskar belongs back into the hands of a Mandalorian. Don't you agree?
Ooh, that old man.
Dude, cheeky. He's like he didn't shoot him in the head right there. The Empire strip mined is their planet. Like, so what a cheeky thing to say.
I love that actor though. That performance.
Oh, he nailed it.
Bounty hunting can be a very complicated profession.
Has your signet been revealed?
Not yet.
Soon.
That's what's so cool about the Mandalorians is their internal pride. They take care of each other.
There you go. Shiny new piece on.
Yep. Just one piece, so. Love the Razor Crest. That thing's terrifying.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like a lizard bear.
All right then. It's not true, Beskar. No.
That's right.
I will help you. I have spoken.
I have spoken.
Ride, Mando, ride.
Your ancestors rode the great mythosaur.
Surely you can ride this young foal.
The mythosaur.
Really played to his ego there. Surely you are not a bitch.
We hope.
Easy.
Right? It is kind of interesting, like, this contrast in scenes. Like, he was so badass and, like, you know, no trouble at all fighting, and then
now he's vulnerable. And
yeah, it's an interesting contrast. I like it. It really humanizes him, like, a lot.
Yeah. God, I love this music.
Is it John Williams?
No, it's not John Williams. No, it's I think it's some German guy. Maybe he's not German. He's definitely foreign.
That is where you'll find your quarry. They do not belong here.
He's helping for selfish reasons. Don't think that he's helping just to help.
I
just
have
want them
spoken.
gone.
Now, the I have spoken thing, they're supposed to, like, make you believe it's just part of, like, that culture. But what if it's not, and he's just, like, an asshole?
Right?
I have spoken. It's like, your family must love you.
Oh no. Bounty droid.
Maybe that's why he hates droids.
Right?
Competition.
Yeah, those types of droids are seen throughout the books.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very interesting.
You are a guild member. I thought I was the only one on assignment. The
Makes you wonder
reputation
why
merits associated
a
with the
droid
mission.
wouldn't want
Can we
to
talk
be
about
a
this
bounty
later?
hunter. But it's all he's programmed for.
I require alert.
The stealth mode is optional.
Yeah. I always said screw it. Just,
Yep. So did this droid.
oh, that's sick. Had to
Come
finish
on.
it.
It's a
It
class.
appears we are trapped. I will initiate self-destruct.
Whoa, you're what?
Manufacturer's protocol dictates I cannot be captured.
Do not self-destruct.
He said IG unit. There's a droid called IG-88. I'm saying I don't remember how that droid from.
So, yeah, I would imagine it probably was some...
They got us pinned. Draw their fire. I'll take it out.
Acceptable.
Go!
Oh yeah. What if the asset was
Anyone
right behind
else?
that door, though?
The tracking fob is still active. My sensors indicate that there is a life form.
Wait. They said 50 years old.
Perhaps it could live many centuries. Sadly, we'll never know.
No, we'll bring it in alive.
The commission was quite specific. The asset was to be terminated.
I love that moment.
Dave
like,
Filoni.
I love that moment when, like, you see a baby and you, like, go to touch it, like, and it grabs your finger.
So I'm not sure how much you know. I know you said you saw bits and pieces. Did you know about the Baby Yoda?
Yeah. I think everybody knew about Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I was gonna
but,
say I don't
yeah.
think it'd be possible if you did not.
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I mean, that's basically what the whole series was about. But, like, still, that reveal of, like, you know, like he opens the thing and it's just, you could just barely see the ears above, and you're like, oh,
Man,
wait, is that?
I know. The original, when it first came out, and people were watching and seeing it for the first time, their reactions were so.
Oh yeah,
like
people were
my God,
wild for it.
Oh, people went nuts for like a year.
Mm-hmm. Honest opinion, it definitely captured my thoughts, and I want more. You know,
Yeah.
it left me wanting more, and that's what you really want in a show. You know, it had great introductions to like the aliens, you know, that you can see throughout the whole thing. It had the, you know, the cantina scene.
That was a big criticism in the sequels, was the lack of original aliens and things like that. And not even original, but even legacy. Like the alien work was subpar.
Yeah,
for sure.
I definitely agree that in this, like it, you know, even just the opening the doors and you see the stormtroopers and you're like, oh, it has just the first episode has a little bit of everything in it, and that
it really puts you in it too. You know, that's what I love so much, and maybe this is why they brought in. So I don't know if you know who the two studs of this are. It's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
No.
Are you familiar with those individuals?
Maybe, but I don't remember their names.
So Dave Filoni, he kind of picked up the torch for George Lucas. He's the one that did the Clone Wars series. He's actually been involved in a lot of Star Wars production stuff. He's actually worked with George Lucas, and George Lucas has worked with him on his projects for Star Wars as well.
That's awesome.
If there was ever a grandson of Star Wars, it's Dave Filoni. Now Jon Favreau is he's the guy that brought the Marvel universe to life. So those two teamed up, and he's a huge Star Wars fan, huge fanatic. He's Sonny, you know, Iron Man's limo driver.
Okay, yeah.
That's Jon Favreau. Yeah. So they're both geniuses, and they're the ones collaborating on this, and they did such a great job.
Story wise, it was on point. Music wise, you know, we had discussed the score. It was really good. The music, you know, I mean, all the sets were pretty amazing, and even when they had used, you know, the CGI that was clearly CGI, like it's well done, you know. So I can't knock it. Episode 1, I definitely give it a 5-star rating in my book. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it.
I am just ready to give my heart back to my one true love, and that's Star Wars. I am ready. You know,
I love it. It is a new love of mine. So we share in this love, my friend. And I am very excited to be going through this with you and sharing it with everyone that tunes in to watch Fancy Duck. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time.